guys, how's it going? Welcome to Rumble's Fishroom. Quick welcome to all the new subscribers. I'm pretty stoked. Over the weekend we gained 10% on the subscriptions. So we're on the right track, guys. I'm pretty fucking happy with that. I put a fair few hours into sharing posts, and my Fishroom walkthrough has blown every other video I've done out of the water. Today's video is just going to be a bit of a chat about future plans. I actually got stung by a bee on the foot yesterday, and I just want to get off my foot. I'm actually allergic to bees, so my foot swelled up, but I didn't get hives. The last time I got stung, I got hives and had to go to an emergency healthcare, but this time I took an antihistamine straight away, and I tried to keep myself calm, and I actually just got a swollen foot. Anyway, so today I've decided on a bit of a Fishroom extension, and I want to tell you guys, and to concrete it in pretty much, if I tell you guys it's going to happen, it has to happen, because I can't give you guys false hopes. So let me quickly show you a little diamond hidden in the rough. Alright guys, so I'm pretty sure I haven't shown you on the channel yet, but if you go behind all this rubbish here, and look here, look how big those panels of glass are. That there is a 8 by 2 by 3 foot tall tank. Now, I got it for free because it was leaking. There's nothing wrong with it, it just needed re-siliconing. I did snap the top brace when I pulled it apart, so what I need silicone and top bracing, and then we'll get that 8 by 2 by 3 up and running. And also I've got behind that there's a 7 by 2.5 by 2.5. Now the 7 by 2.5 by 2.5 is actually a really nice tank. It's all polished edges. I can't remember if it was braced or not, Euro braced, but it was an expensive tank. It was not cheap at all. Everything is polished and it, like, not scratched. It just leaked, that's the only reason. But the 7 foot is not what we're here about. So this 8 foot is going to be a future grow out. You might say, where are we going to fit the future grow out? It's a big tank, that's not going to fit in the Fishroom. This isn't going in the Fishroom, guys. So what that does mean is this is going to be a summer grow out and decommissioned in winter, or maybe some rainbow trout or something in winter. I wouldn't mind a nice feed next year of rainbow trout. Who knows? Anyway, so the plan is I've got a spot in my shed which I can fit 3 IBCs across. I've got a steel frame at home which I'll show you guys. It's 7 by 2, so I'll extend that frame to 8 by 2. It's 50 by 50 galvanized steel. I will put the steel frame on top of the 3 IBCs, dispersing the weight across all 3, and put an opening on the IBCs. So I'll have 3 IBC grow out with the 8 foot grow out above, and I've got to do a little bit of research on whether I need to put legs in between, but I'm pretty sure I don't, because IBCs get stacked on top of each other. So does that mean, so I think that means that an IBC should be fine to hold 1,000 kilos, but I need to do a little bit more research on that. But don't stress, guys, don't stress. Ply tanks come before the 8 foot. So my order of setup is, what I'm leaning towards is set the 3 IBCs up, set the 3 ply tanks up, and then after the ply tanks are finished, set the 8 foot up. So the ply tanks, I mean, the IBCs is a one-day affair. It's pretty easy setup. So I want to get them running as soon as possible so I can get them cycled, and basically what's going to happen is I'll put a thermometer in all 3. As soon as they hit about a constant 24 to probably 25 degrees, I'll start putting fish in them to grow out. And then I need to get stuck into these, but sorry guys, it's not today. I just need to get off my foot. Let's go home and I'll show you where I want to put this setup. Alright, so just quickly, let's have a look at the Daphne cultures. For those who are new to the channel, these are my 2 Daphne cultures. I've got plans for a bigger one in the shed with a chiller, but I haven't got that running properly just yet. So this tub here today was 30 degrees and this water here hit 24 degrees. So I can't see the Daphne in this lasting much longer. Good news, but the stuff in the esky is only 19 degrees. So the esky is actually working in keeping it a bit cooler. I'm thinking about putting the esky in the spare bathroom in the house, because just sitting it in the shower space because nobody uses it, and I'm pretty sure the bathroom is like the coolest place in the house. And yeah, I just don't want them dying over summer. But obviously we've got the chiller inside the shed, so we'll go have a look at that. Alright guys, you'll have to excuse the mess for this video, but it's a bit trashed. So we've got the chiller set up. If you want to see how I set it up, go back in my previous videos last week. It is leaking out the top there where that green hose is. I've got to get some hose clamps for that and I'll turn that back on. But in the meantime, this is only sitting on 19 degrees. I did have an issue, but so that thing there had like paint residue on it. You can still kind of see it on it. So what happened is I filled this up and I put Daphne in it. I only put a few in there to see if they would survive. The water went really cloudy, and my guess is all the residue that was on that cooler went into the water, and I couldn't see any Daphne alive. It was too murky to even tell, and I'd only thrown like maybe 20 in there. Like I took a very small amount and to trial it, but with the color of the water, I couldn't see any surviving in it. Like as in I couldn't mentally see it. So I drained the whole thing and refilled it and came back today, and it looks pretty clear. There's no haze sitting on the top, so I've actually just thrown another handful in. I can see plenty swimming around, so I pulled them out of the esky. Those 2 little colonies that I've got going on the patio there, they are growing so fast. They're like doubling in size each day. So the fact that I'm pulling Daphne out of them to keep testing this, it's not a drama. Alright guys, so the plan here is, this is an absolute shambles. My plan is move those 2 racks down to that far end, and store stuff that's not so important in it, that I don't need to get to. I'm going to cut this workbench down 1 cupboard, and so it'll only be about 2 meters long. At the moment it's 24. It'll be less than 2 meters, like 1800. I'm going to build a shelving rack there. I'm going to move the dartboard, so all the tools that are in this rack are going to go in the shelving rack on there, and then try and keep this clear for workbench. And then the 3 IBCs are going to go 1, 2, 3. They will come to just past where that cabinet is. I have to leave enough space at the end so I can still access that tap. I should really insulate it before I start, but I just can't afford it at the moment. So the 3 IBCs are going to be dedicated to flower horn fry, and I might even consider breeding in the 8-foot. I don't know, like breeding the flower horns, I mean. So like the idea is I can kind of think about pulling flower horns out of the fish room, and my fish room being Africans. That's what I always wanted. I wanted African specific fish room. So it'd be cool if you walk in there and it was just all Africans and stingrays. The stingrays would stay in the pond, and then flower horns were out here. I'm going to wrap today's video up there, guys. I hope you enjoyed just a bit of chit chat and me showing you the future plans and where the channel is heading. Maybe, I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. It's all going to depend on how my foot feels. Like when I finished work today, I had to rip my boots straight off, and it's so swollen. If my foot feels good tomorrow, Arvo, I'll work on the ply tanks. If it doesn't, I'll probably just come home and maybe I might strip some females. I don't know. There's not many holding at the moment. As you guys know, I've been having issues with my food. But yeah, so that's one thing I have to do. I have to empty out my food bottle and fill it back up with NLS. I really want to try extreme aquatic fish foods, but I can't find a supplier in Australia. So if you guys know anyone selling extreme aquatic fish foods in Australia, I want to try their 1.5mm peewee and do a 50-50 mix with NLS, or even 30% NLS, 30% extreme, and 30% aquaponic starter. My best breeding has been 50 mix with NLS and aquaponic starter. I had a few people having a bit of a dig at me for using like food that's only $20 a kilo, but it works fine for me. I had great success, and that's, if I've got success, I'm happy. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I'm rambling. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.